What we're going to look at now is the gastrointestinal tract. To understand how the gastrointestinal tract works, you automatically have the knowledge on how to treat it. Because as children, we're taught that when we get sick, we go to the doctor. Is that right? And a lot of people are getting frustrated with that because the drugs aren't healing, because the fact is drugs never heal. They might play a part in a crisis, but they don't heal disease. So a lot of people are getting frustrated with what's happening there, and so now people are going to the naturopath. But the fact is there is no wonder cure. If there is a wonder cure, it's called the human body, when it's given the right conditions. So that is our aim here, is to teach you those conditions so that when you leave here, when a problem arises, and how many people have stopped going to doctor and start to go to Dr. Google, and there on Dr. Google is just so confusing. This person says this person says eat all day long, this person says no, only eat twice a day. So rather than be confused and wonder, well, what is the right way, I'm going to show you how your gastrointestinal tract works. And when you understand how it works, and when you understand what happens at different stages, you automatically have the knowledge on how to treat it. And remember the other thing that we're reviving, it's called listening. And when I was in the Sacred Valley in Peru in March, way up in the foothills of the Andes, what an experience. At the retreat I was at, speaking on health, a lady stood up and she said, I grew up in Peru, and she said, and my family really pushed me to get educated, to go to university. I got a master's in business. She said, I went and lived in New York and I was living the high flyer life, but I was getting sicker and sicker. And she said, I got to the point where I could hardly function. The late nights, the living on coffee and alcohol, the bad food, it takes its toll. Even though this woman, was in her, I think she lived like that for about 5 years, in her late 20s, early 30s. So she came back to Peru and she just wanted to be fixed. And her parents took her to a local natural healer. And then he asked her, tell me about your lifestyle. And she told him. And he said, and so when you eat a meal like that, how do you feel? She said, I don't know. How many people would say that? I don't know. I don't know how I feel. So this, living in the city with this high flyer life, she'd lost all ability to even read her body. And just that one question stumped her. She said, I'm highly educated in so many areas, and yet I couldn't tell this man how I felt when I ate food like that. She said, I was really humbled, and I started to realise I have knowledge in many areas, but I'm totally ignorant as to this body. And so what's the use of all of that knowledge if you don't even know how to look after your body?